Hello, everyone. Welcome to NJAI Solution Podcast, where we turn AI into real business results. I am your host, Nikunj Thakur, founder of NJAI Solution. Really excited for today's conversation. I am joined by Lisa Marino, CEO and founder of Dopple. Under her leadership, Dopple has generated $1.3 million in revenue within just 18 months, with 236% year-on-year growth in 2024 to over 15,000 families and raised 2.5 million in funding. Lisa, it's great to have you on the show today.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's an honor to have you here. Let's dive in. So, when did you first get the idea for Doppel and what made you decide to turn it into a reality?
When I had my first child, it was 2002. I was finishing business school, planning a wedding, started my first company, and found out I was having a kid. My school insurance expired about a month before she was born, and so we ended up on welfare and food stamps at the time my daughter was born. And what I learned through that process is there's a lot of resources available for families, but accessing them is very fragmented, it's confusing, and it's just an incredibly difficult process to organize. We did that for ourselves, but it was a lot of work. So fast forward, 20 years down the road, and I had a company that was doing parenting digital media around content, community, and commerce. And Dopple crossed my desk as an acquisition opportunity. And I was like, if I combine that with the baby registry I'm already building, their subscription and recurring purchase model can really take that to the next level. And so very quickly, we closed that acquisition. And within about 90 days of the close, I realized that the combination of the registry and the recurring purchases was so much more valuable than anything else I was doing. I sold the rest of the company to McClatchy Media, who's also a lead investor in this round. And here we are. And the vision became very big once I married my personal experience, having had my kids, on welfare, with what I was actually building.
So, you relaunched Doppel in August 2024 with kids' clothing subscription.
August 2023.
Oh, it's 2023? Oh, sorry for
Yes.
the mix up, but yeah. An updated registry that spans newborn to preteens. What surprised you the most during that process?
So, what surprised me the most was the desire for non-traditional things being added to your wish list, right? So, think about college savings accounts, childcare, piano lessons, things that are not stuff related, right? Like there's registries out there
Yeah.
that do a great job of getting you cribs and car seats and baby gear and baby goods. But what families really need and what has resonated with people so well is this notion of, yeah, I'm going back to work. I need help with childcare, or I need 12 months worth of diapers, rather than me going to go buy them every couple of weeks myself. And so it's really changing how families are thinking about their needs and their funding. We also push them to look out a year in terms of their funding needs. And that makes them much more strategic and much more budget oriented around the things that they're going to put on their needs list and ask for support from.
So people add wish lists on your site that they need help for clothing or they need help for diapers and all that stuff. So do people sometimes add something which is not a basic need? Like I want money for my extracurricular activities, something like that.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of families they use our platform to organize their family resources. So let's take the holidays, for example. I don't know if anybody's ever tried to organize gifting for their children across many family members, but it can definitely be a pain. And so a lot of families will use the wish list to communicate, hey, I want you to pay for the ballet lessons rather than giving us some plastic toy that's going to end up in the landfill in 2 weeks because my kid's done playing for it. And so our ability to add anything to the wish list, right? It could be ballet lessons, it could be college savings accounts, it could be your sports coach, it could be, a special trip to New York City. Whatever it is that family is looking to fund, they can organize the resources to do that using the Dopple platform.
Okay. So you saw 236% year growth revenue in 2024, and now you serve thousands of customers. What is one key thing that you're watching right now to keep your company on track?
So we care a lot about two things. One is the gross merchandise value that families are adding to their needs list, right? Because we allow for more than just hard goods. We add services, we add recurring purchases. Our GMV is much higher. The other thing we care very much about is sharing. And so making sure that families are in fact sharing their needs lists with their friends and family network. We have a flow that we're launching any day now where a family is going to be able to come in and qualify or pre-qualify themselves for government funding as well as philanthropic dollars for things like diapers and childcare and clothing, in addition to whatever their friends and family network is doing. And so that multi-source funding strategy is incredibly valuable to us, and it increases a family's likelihood to share with their friends and family.
So I was going through a blog on Google. It was written there that Dopple uses AI to match families to benefit and let people gift item towards diaper and childcare. Can you elaborate more upon that AI? How it chooses family or whatever it is?
So a family comes in, this is what is launching any day now. A family comes in and builds their 1 year budget. Maybe they're an expectant family, maybe they've got a couple of kids that are under 5. Wherever their situation is, we can accommodate it. So family builds their 1 year budget, and we at that point look at what they need, right? The things that they've put into the system, gathered a bunch of other information like their income level, where they are, a variety of other data pieces. And then we run it through the AI engine, which says, okay, based on what you've told us, we think you're eligible for, childcare subsidies such as Head Start, for example, from the federal government. Dopple Community Gifting, which is our philanthropic arm, is going to pay for 1 year's worth of diapers for you and your family, and 4 deliveries of clothing. In addition, maybe it's going to help subsidize college savings accounts as well. And, your total Dopple community gifting might be $2,500 in benefits. We think your friends and family can do $1,000 to $1,500 to support you as well. So by sharing, that's how you make that happen. And so we moved, let's say, $15,000 or $12,000 from out of pocket to the family towards their village that's supporting them.
Okay. So apart from the AI, looking ahead, what's one thing you are most excited to launch in the next 6 to 12 months?
So the thing I'm most excited to launch in the next 6 to 12 months is version 2 of this engine, because we're planning it out now and it's going to be incredibly exciting. It'll be fully mobile enabled. It will have a much more robust donor infrastructure as well. And so we'll be able to take donations from family offices, large philanthropic organizations, but also the everyday consumer.
As of now, do you have any mobile apps or are you just working on website?
So we're very close to launching V1 of the mobile app. That will be done by the end of September.
So you mentioned about the version 2. Can you elaborate more on that? What would be the new things that would be added in it?
Well, so a lot of it is not customer facing necessarily. It's using AI to streamline our operations, to be smarter around buying inventory, to be smarter around matching families with funding options, to be smarter around how we manage customer support. And so we really have embraced AI. And I always get, I guess, a little frustrated when you talk to all these companies getting funded, for example, and they're very AI centric. The reality is AI impacts every piece of the business, and you can streamline operations intelligently, leveraging it for anything, right? Processing orders. In our case, let's say we send out a kid's clothing box, right? And there's 10 items in the box. we use AI, or we will use AI to automatically decide what goes in that box. Today, that's picked basically by hand. And so there's just so many different places that we can leverage that the AI platform to make our business more efficient.
So in near future, you want to integrate AI into your business. So are there any challenges right now that are holding you back from achieving your goals?
Yeah, I don't have enough engineers and I need to complete my funding round. Those are my biggest challenges today. But how we use these tools is definitely, it's pretty straightforward, right? We're not reinventing the wheel, and it's really a function of resources, both at the funding level and expanding the team.
So is there any AI tools or AI trend that you are looking forward to right now?
No, not necessarily. I mean, I am really looking forward to seeing how it optimizes our internal operations at the business.
Okay. So do you mind sharing one piece of advice with the viewers to be a good entrepreneur?
Well, I have 3 rules. 1, every morning, there is a steaming pile of SHIT that shows up on my desk. Comes from anywhere. Could be from my kids, could be from work, could be from the dog. Doesn't matter. Comes from somewhere, and every morning it's there. You clean it up and you move on with your day. If 10% of your day is stuff that is exciting and engaging, or you learned, or you pushed yourself, or you took a risk, or you met somebody cool, you had a great day. So that's 1. 2, do it to yourself before it gets done to you. And so that happens a lot when you're cash constrained, right? Or resource constrained. And so understanding that by taking very proactive decisions about how to allocate resources, or for example, sometimes you have to cut heads because you're running out of cash. Doing that proactively allows you to administer the medicine yourself rather than it being done to you. And then the last, everybody needs a little downtime. So once every couple of months, 3 or 4 months, I get a pity party day. And I can be as pathetic as I want. I can crawl up in the fetal position. I can eat ice cream. I can drink too much. Doesn't matter what I do. But by the next morning, I'm back in the saddle because I've processed all the things that I've needed to process that I swept under the rug for the last 3 months. And I wake up and I'm ready to go again.
Thank you so much for sharing your insight with the audience.
Sure.
For any listener who might want to connect with you, what's the best way to reach out?
Always by email or LinkedIn. My email is lisa@thedopple.com. And you can find me on LinkedIn under Lisa Marino Dopple.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
All right.